Most procrastination is not coming through laziness, lack of motivation, or even lack of discipline. It is due to the fact that you do not know how to execute on the task that is right in front of you. And the truth is, a lot of us try to approach this procrastination issue as a willpower issue. The fact that you need to maybe watch one more mindset video, one more David Goggins running video, or maybe do 50 push-ups, and maybe you'll have the motivation or even the discipline to go through and do this thing. Sometimes I even feel like it's a lack of belief that is holding you back. But the truth is, you just do not have the skills to execute on this thing, which causes you to not want to do this thing, because us as humans like to do things that we are good at. So if you're bad at this thing, you don't go through and do it. And in today's video, I want to show you guys the truth that you are actually way more capable of doing things when you understand that the real limitation is not the fact that you don't have the mindset to not do the thing. Sometimes you do have the mindset, sometimes you do have the willpower, but you lack the skill to go through and do the thing. And if you understand that you lack the skill, most likely because you're doing something you've never done before, it allows you to go through and approach this task as a student rather than the mindset of a teacher. Meaning when you go through and do this, you understand that you are going to make mistakes, and those mistakes and those failures will not hold you back and stop you from doing things. So let's take a look at this and dive straight into this video. So it was never a motivation issue. You were just bad at it. And I want you to put that as a mantra over every single time you go through and do something you've never done before and realize that you are terrible at it. It's not that you lack motivation to do this thing, you are just bad at it. And as harsh or as rude as that sounds, I'm not here to offend you. It's the genuine truth. When I come to do certain tasks, I just look at it and say, you know what? I am bad at it. But there's a truth which I always say to myself, and it's that with enough time and enough mistakes, I can master anything I put my mind towards. And if I believe that thing right there, and I approach every single task saying, you know what, I just haven't dedicated enough time, and I haven't made enough mistakes, that is the reason why I'm not good at this thing. It means that eventually, with enough time and enough mistakes, I can master this thing. And every single task in your life is like that. And that allows me to not procrastinate on the majority of tasks I need to go through and get done on, because I'm not there thinking, you know what, I can't actually do this thing. It's, oh, I can't do this thing, that's why I need to go through and do said thing. And most procrastination is not laziness. It's that the fact you don't know how to do it. And the task that you're putting off is not because you don't have enough willpower to go through and do it. It's that you haven't built the skill to do it. And us as humans, we love something called the confirmation bias. We love to do things that confirm the belief that we have of ourselves. So if you believe that you are this perfect individual who is capable of doing everything, who can execute on all the tasks in the world, guess what you're going to go through and do? Only tasks that allow you to keep that belief. Literally. But if you're somebody who understands, no, I earn and work for what I have. I don't have all of the knowledge in the world. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm pretty sure there's a quote that says, the smarter that you get, the more you understand how dumb you are. I'm pretty sure it's out there somewhere. Don't quote me for it, but I believe it's along the lines of, the more intelligent you understand, the more intelligent you become, the more you understand how unintelligent you are, because there's so much more things in this world to learn. And the truth is, that is the mindset you need to have when approaching things. And I want to show you guys a little example that I have on the screen right now. So how good you are decides how hard it feels. So let's say you're approaching something that you've never done before. So let's say I come to you and I say, I want you to get yourself into the gym, but you're somebody who's never gone to the gym before. Or start building a business, but you've never built a business before. Or, I don't know, run your first 10K, but you've never run it before. When you come to approach that thing, there is going to be a wall in front of you. And this is going to be like the Great Wall of China. It is going to feel so brutal and so hard, because this is the first time that you're doing said thing. And the amount of willpower that it takes for you to go through and execute on this thing is going to be 100% of the willpower that you have. That is why after doing something hard or something that you've never done before, you feel so exhausted and so tired, because you are pushing yourself to the limit that you've never gone through before in your life. And it is going to take everything from you. So when you go through and approach these things, and you don't have the mindset that, oh, it's going to take all the energy that I have and it's going to be extremely hard, well, lo and behold, you're going to be confused why this thing is impossible for you. And this is what I call the idiot index. It's how much harder you make it by not knowing how. So when you approach something thinking that you know how to do it, but you actually don't know how to do it, you make things 10 times harder for yourself, because you're going to do this thing ignorantly. You think, you know what? I know how to do this. I'm going to go based off my pre-assumptions of how I can approach that thing. And lo and behold, it's taking you 1, 2, 3 years to go through and do said thing. All because you have decided to take the route that you're taking when you don't know how to do said thing. Or you avoid said thing because you refuse to do it because you don't know how to do it. But now let's take a different approach. Let's say you are halfway through You've done it a little bit. You can't do it in your sleep. You couldn't do it half asleep, but you can do it fairly well. You've done it multiple times. So you're bang in the middle. How it feels for you to start this thing, okay. It's not that hard for you to do this thing. Let's say I said to you, wake up and, no, that's something you do easily. But let's say it comes to like folding your clothes. It's not really easy because it takes some energy to go through and do it, but you can do it because you've done it before. Like the wall in front of you is not the Great Wall of China. Let's say maybe it's like, I don't know, the Wall of Berlin after getting knocked down. So it's not, there's still debris in front of you, but it's not that hard. You can walk over or climb over a little bit. How much willpower it eats? Maybe about 2/3 of you. It's not really that much. It's not loads. It's not a lot of effort, but it takes some effort. And the idiot index is only 5x because it's like, once again, it's so simple to do the thing because you've done the thing before. But now let's say it's something that you could do half asleep. So let's say I tell you, when you wake up tomorrow, first thing in the morning, scroll on your phone. How hard it feels for you to do that? Nothing at all. Why? Because you have done this consistently on a very long time span. How much willpower it eats? It still takes some willpower, but it's almost nothing. It's practically nothing, if anything. You don't have no willpower to do it. Like, sometimes it takes energy to scroll, so that's why it's at 4%, but it's practically nothing. Right now, if I wanted to do this, I could pause the recording and just scroll. Almost no willpower for me to go and do it. And the idiot index is only 1x, because it's completely simple. You all know how to do this thing. But the truth is, anything worthy of achieving in this life is going to be like this. Because you're most likely never going to have done these things before in your life. But the issue is when you approach these tasks, you're thinking in your mind, why am I not good at this thing? Or I want to avoid it because I've never done it before, which causes you to procrastinate. But you are forgetting this is how the majority of things in your life are going to be. When you're going out there and applying for jobs, when you're going out there and cold calling, when you're going out there and creating content, you're going to be sitting there confused thinking, why are these things not working? And the truth is, it's because it is brutal. It's a hard barrier for you to cross because you've never done this thing before in your life. It's going to take all of the energy and all the willpower you currently have. And you're most likely going to be doing it wrong in the beginning because you think you know how to do the thing without actually going out there and educating yourself how to do it. And I want to show you why building a skill feels pointless at first. Because even if you go through and start to learn how to do this thing, there's still going to be pain associated to do this thing. So let's say you start on day 1, day 0. This graph is called the plateau of latent potential. And this is a graph that really helped me to contextualize the fact that a lot of the work that I do, I may not see the results, but the work is being put into something. And one day I'm going to reap the rewards of this work. You can call this the delayed gratification graph, but the scientific term is the plateau of latent potential, and it's from Atomic Habits. Day 1, you're going to start, you're motivated, I'm going to go through, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to start creating content, I'm going to build that YouTube channel, I'm going to start that business. You start doing said thing, and you think it's going to be a linear growth. You put one in, you get one out. You put one in, you get one out. You're thinking, this is perfect. However, the truth is, you put one in, and you get nothing out. You put 2 in, you get nothing out. You put 3 in, you get nothing out. You're putting 10 in, you get nothing out. You put 30 in, and you get nothing out. And this is, in this valley, they call it the valley of disappointment. Because you're going through, and your expectations of said thing are being completely destroyed. So this causes you to want to procrastinate even more because you're thinking, I've started doing said thing, I'm learning said thing, but I'm still getting nothing out of it. What the heck is going on? Why am I even trying? And the valley of disappointment is probably what a lot of people are going through. And I call this the cocoon phase. It's that you're in complete darkness, but you're transforming. And you must continuously go through this valley because even when you come out the valley, you're getting results better than you ever even imagined. So if you look at this, you thought it was going to be linear, but once you make it through this graph, bang, you're getting results that you never even imagined, more than you could even contextualize. So if, for example, you think, okay, you're going to start creating content and your mind space is, I'm only going to get 1,000 followers. Well, if you show up every day, you consistently do things, you're iterating your content, you're improving as an individual, and you are selling your persona through the camera, well, lo and behold, you're going to be getting way more than 1,000 followers. You're going to be getting tens, hundreds of thousands, millions if possible. And this is what it means. It's that in the beginning, of course, you're not going to be good. And you must understand that procrastinating all because you're not good is not a good enough reason. Because lo and behold, of course you're not good because you're doing something you've never ever done before. And you must go through this valley. And you can see the results so far, you're getting 100% of the results. Now, what am I comparing this metric to? I don't know. But let's compare it to anything. Because the truth is, it usually takes around 0 to 216 days. I believe that's the actual number to build a habit. But 90 days is the sweet spot. So 90 days of doing said things. That's why my G90 task, my G90 challenge was 90 days. Because I said to myself, if I'm going to change my life, I can change my life in 90 days. And right now, I'm on the 100-day challenge, the Alex Hormozi 100-day challenge, which is, I think, the rule of 100. And that's above a 90-day challenge. So after 100 days of me doing this, I'm going to see massive growth in my life. Like, I'm already seeing growth. I'm pretty sure this week I started on around 4,200 followers on TikTok. Now I'm going to be ending on 5K. And today's Friday. So it's like, oh, growth comes when you actually show up and cast votes into said thing. I wasn't good at content before, let's say about 5 years ago, 4 years ago. But look at me today. Things are getting better, things are growing, and I continue to iterate and grow as an individual because I don't have hundreds of millions of followers. I have not cracked the code to social media yet. And what does that mean? I can still learn, I can still grow. So I'm trying to avoid this idiot index as much as possible. So if we go back to the early days, you can see you're doing the work and you're seeing almost nothing back. But the truth is, this is normal. This is part of the game. That is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Don't feel like you're the only person involved who's getting shagged by the system. That is how the system works. You don't get all of the results. You don't get everything from day one. If it was that easy, everyone would be multimillionaires living their best lives. But sadly, in this capitalistic world we live in, that is not how the game works. And now let's say you're 90 days in, and it's funny because I spoke about 180 and I treated it as 90, but still, let's say you're 90 days in, you're still in the valley, effort is high, results look tiny, your brain is screaming that it is not working. But the truth is, even at 90 days, you will start to see the results. You will start to see some things. It may not be exactly what you want. You're still better than where you were at day one, but you're not getting the crazy amounts of results that you thought you would have gotten in the first 90 days. And the truth is the same thing, like I spoke about. Yes, I'm going to be getting crazy results from, for example, like I got from the G90, seeing a lot of those things in my life compound. Yes, I'm going to be seeing way more results from the 100-day challenge, the rule of 100. But how much will it look so after 180 days? How much will it look so after 2 years? How will my life look like? Like, for example, Hormozi speaks about how from the beginning of when he started creating content, he was doing almost no volume. Then he increased the volume. He then spoke to a mentor. The mentor was doing, I think it was like 10 times the volume that he was doing. He then increased that by 10 times. And now look where Hormozi is today. That is how it works. The goal is to not stop at 180 days when the compounding effect has kicked in. When you finally broken through and the same effort yesterday, now the results poor and you can see that the results are compounding. It's not the goal to stop here. The goal is that now things are compounding, you double down and you do everything that is compounding. If you put one bet into, let's say, paid ads, so every single time you put £1 into paid ads, you're getting, I don't know, £5 back or £10 back. You don't stop there. You try and improve that. And if you cap at £10 per one, well, every single £1 you put in, you get £10 back, you're laughing. And you double down. You try and put every penny you have into that, and then you run away with all the profits because you're winning. And that's exactly how you need to look at things. It's the fact that, yes, in the beginning, it doesn't look like it's working. None of the skills are going to look like that in day one. But after a long time of going through this, the skills will compound and the work will compound. And you'll be able to sit there and see the results that you've been aiming for. And why you felt like you was ready and then you hit a wall. Now, this is called Dunning-Kruger effect. Essentially what we call the idiot index graph. And in the beginning, you are a total beginner. But the issue is, you are starting a little bit higher and you feel like you're a little bit confident. Now, as things go by, you start watching some more YouTube videos, you start learning, you find a self script on TikTok or you're scrolling through Reels, you find some things, you end up at the peak of, I've got this. I am a genius. I'm better than every single person. You start saying statements like, why does everybody else not think like this? Everybody in this market are idiots. Everybody's stupid. All these sorts of things. And lo and behold, as you go through and you actually start to do some reps, you get hammered. And reality hits you. And the truth is that this is how the game works. As reality starts hitting, you can finally see how much you didn't know. The job is not a failure, it is your eyes opening. And for example, this was me when I was dropshipping with my friends. We were making a certain amount of money and we were thinking we were at the top of the world. We started putting money into crypto. We started being very risky with our money because we thought it would never end, and we got smacked with this. And literally it was, wait, I'm bad at this. I'm not a good entrepreneur. I don't know how money works. I'm not smart. I need to learn the skills. I'm losing. I hate life right now. And that is part of the game. And the last thing you want to do is be down here but still having a mindset of up here, because you have no results to show for it, you have nothing to show for it, but you still believe that you are the most confident and that you are the smartest person in the whole entire world, because your idiot index is probably going to be 100x or 200x, stuck in the exact same position. And the smartest thing you can possibly do is, after you've gone through this, you then start to acquire some wisdom. And then you realize, you know what, I wasn't that good, but let me start doing the reps. And the better you get, you don't even peak the amount of confidence you had back then, because you even realize anything can happen, but you're way better at what you was doing before. And you're probably getting way more results. And you're quiet, steady, and you're actually good. And it's built on knowing your stuff, not guessing. So back here, it was all theory. But now you've gone through it practically. And as you can see, lo and behold, but slowly, you are improving and you're getting your confidence back. So this is exactly how to say it. The thing you avoid is not too hard, you're just new at it. And a beginner does the same task 10 times harder than someone with skill. This is why people pay for professionals. You wouldn't go to a doctor if you are their first patient. You'd rather pay that little bit more premium to go through the doctor if you're their 10,000th patient, because you have proof that this person is not going to destroy your whole entire body. Hence why we pay for that. And the gap is the idiot index, and the gap is where all the pain lives. In that plateau, in that phase where you're in the valley of disappointment, that is the gap. That is the difference between the skilled individual and the unskilled individual. Going through that valley of disappointment, going through that pain and making it to the other side. At the start, you feel ready and then you hit a wall. That is completely normal. Everyone gets a burst of fake confidence before they see how much they do not know. The drop that follows is not you failing, it is opening your eyes. And that is the harsh truth that every single person must understand. It's not about if you will drop, it's not about if you will fail, it is when. Because it is 100% coming to you. And you need to be prepared for that, because you don't want to feel like you're this high and mighty individual who can dodge every single hardship in this world. It is coming your way. You need to be prepared for it. If you haven't failed yet, it is coming. Because the only way to get good is via failing. And even the term of a good man learns from his own mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Some mistakes you got to go through. You can hear somebody make the mistake, but the truth is, even if you heard the lesson, somehow, some way, you will still go through it. There is countless sales scripts which I've seen online by companies which are doing way better than my business. However, even if I try those scripts, they still don't work as well for me, because I still got lessons to learn. I got to improve my tone. I got to improve my articulation. I got to improve my energy on the call. I got to improve, maybe this script isn't for my industry. There's always things to learn. There's always failures to make. And you got to go through this journey, because this is part of it. And when you keep going, nothing shows up for ages. You put in the work and see almost nothing. That flat part has a name. James Clear calls it the valley of disappointment. It is the exact place where everyone quits, one step before it breaks open. And the truth is, this comes down to the fact that what you expected this journey to look like was not actually what you got. But as I said before, eventually you will get more than you could even fathom. Like right now, my mind can only fathom my lifestyle of like £10,000 to £100,000 per month, because that's all I can contextualize in terms of what life can look like. But let's say I'm making 50 mil per month. What will life look like? I can't even imagine it. Let's say there's certain, because I'm not exposed to it. I've not gone on a yacht, so I can't synthesize. Well, I can synthesize because obviously vision and stuff like that. But I can't like properly imagine, like down to the most minute detail. Like if I was to say to you, what does it feel like to drink out of a water bottle? You can talk about it down to the most minute detail. I can't really fathom that or own a yacht, because I've never owned it before. But let's say there's people out there who've been on the yachts, or let's say they've got private jets or all these little sorts of things. They can describe it so vividly because they've actually experienced these things. They can synthesize a true reality based off that, because they have more inputs than I do. And that can only come through me going through this valley of disappointment and achieving that thing. And the thing is, usually you're more likely to achieve more than what your mind has even set out for you to go through and achieve. Because once you start and you achieve something, you're like, you know what, I'm not done yet. Let me keep going. And I promise you, as humans, we just keep going until the day we die. And you'll keep moving that goalpost and keep achieving more. And then finally, I want you to stop asking what is wrong with you and ask which skill would make this feel light. And then build the thing. And stay in long enough to cross the valley. The results will always come in, they were just late. And the truth is, once again, that it is just a time thing. You have to go through this valley of disappointment. You have to go through this plateau of latent potential, because on the other side is what you want. Is that dream physique? Is that built business? Is that ideal lifestyle? because it only comes through you going past this valley of disappointment and executing on this task, even though it looks like it is not working. And the last thing I want to end on is the thing you keep avoiding. Is it that you don't want to do it, or you don't yet know how to? And if you don't know how to, just go out there and find information, because I promise you the information is out there. And then you'll be able to defeat this procrastination and start executing on way more tasks inside of your life.